Hey everyone, I am here with a process video. It's a little bit different of a process video. I am a part of the Victoria Marie Facebook group. I don't know if you call them design team, but the crafty group that does the challenges over there. And a couple challenges ago, I had done where you were to find like something you hadn't finished and finish it. And so I'm still working on mine. I've actually done, I think this is my third project, or maybe more than that I wanted to get finished. And I basically did the challenge and then just kept on going. So the one thing I wanted to do for sure was finish up these few layouts that I had started and then never did anything with or didn't finish them. So I think I still have maybe one more. But anyway, so what I've got here is a layout that I started probably a year ago, and what I had done on that right hand side was painted it with the chalkboard paint, and I knew that I wanted to somehow do like, you know, a big amount of journaling on that side or something like that, but I really didn't know what the layout was going to be about. And so, you know, nothing ever, I couldn't think of anything, or it wasn't perfect enough, or you know, kind of that same deal of, you know, you don't want to use that piece of paper you love because it's never perfect enough or the story's not good enough. But I decided that I would go ahead and just kind of use that whole idea, and that's what my layout ended up being about. So I found this quote, and it says, "To live a creative life, we must lose the fear of being wrong." And I decided that that's what I was going to do on that side of the layout, was just to write that quote in. And right now I'm just taking the ink and just painting in little doodles to fill that black in. And what I'm using here is it's a pigmented acrylic. I think it's used for like calligraphy and things like that, like pen drawing. It's by Speedball, and it's a wet ink. You can use a paintbrush with it. It works really well, I think. I've been practicing trying to do the like script writing, like we've seen a lot of people doing. My biggest inspiration has been Christina Werner, and she does a lot of videos on this, and I think she even does some that are like ones where, well, she definitely does ones where she's, you know, trying to teach you how to do the writing, the script writing. And so anyways, again, you know, I'm not perfect with that. In fact, a lot of times I don't like what I do, but you know, kind of that's what this layout is about, is just about getting it done and not trying to be so perfect, you know, being so afraid of doing something wrong that you don't get it done. So that's what this layout's about. And I do end up doing some hidden journaling, and I type it out on my computer and put it behind a photo, which the journaling actually does go into basically the same concept about how, you know, about being perfect and, you know, not having issues with like not having control over certain situations. So the journaling is important, but it wasn't something that needed to be on display on the layout, so I did make it a hidden journaling. So right now I'm continuing to do the doodles, just trying to fill in all that space, because I really didn't have any other idea or use for it, so I was literally just doodling all over to fill it in. The left hand side is actually 6x6 papers, and I think I can't even remember at this point, but I think I just used scraps, you know, like scraps to layer all the pieces of paper. And it was that Knee Highs collection from, oh gosh, I hope I don't get this wrong, but I think it was Basic Gray Knee Highs. Anyways, it was a really pretty collection with lots of pinks and greens and yellows. Anyways, so that's what I did, and then I used my sewing machine to sew them down, so there's like strings there, and I left a little flap on each piece, and I actually took some rub-ons and you know, put some rub-ons underneath the flaps, which I do try to show. I think it goes a little fast though. So that was the layout that's been sitting for a long time, just the pattern papers and that painted side. So I felt like I needed some black on this side of the layout, so I went ahead and used washi tape, and there I'm showing where some of the rub-ons are. And I did put the picture on Pop Dots. Oh, here, I'm going to do that now, because I decided that's where I wanted to put the journaling. So you can see I'm going to do it like a pocket. And, you know, I do end up putting the picture on top of some of those flaps, but I'm really not too concerned with that. I don't know that anybody will ever even know that there are rub-ons or words underneath them. You know, this will obviously be in a page protector. And it, you know, I feel like anyways, because the only thing that is holding that down is the sewing, I feel like if it keeps getting flipped up and down, that it's going to rip. So I guess that's a good thing that it'll be in a page protector and it's kind of hidden. So there's the journaling, and I just kind of gave a real quick peek of it and shoved it inside there. That's where it's going to go. And right now I'm just trying to figure out, I want to put some embellishments or something on it. I feel like it's already got a lot going on with all the different patterns, but I still want something more. Now I've been trying to use these cute little, they're kind of like, they kind of look like enamel dots, but they're not. They're wooden. So the bottom is wooden, and then the top round part is like painted different colors. And I've been trying to use them up on different layouts, and I'm never happy with it, but I end up liking this design. I was able to use 6 of them. So I'm just trying to even those out down there, and I have that little camera that's going to go in the middle. And here's another, this was an Amy Tan sticker pack. I had actually received, I believe, in a hip kit quite a while back, and I had some left over. I'm trying to use some of those up. I remembered though, when I used them originally, that they're so beautiful on the with that white background, but the minute you put it on something dark, you can hardly see it. So I wanted to make sure that I got something that would actually, you know, stand out a little bit. And I found this sticker. It says happiness is homemade. And it doesn't stand out a ton on the layout, but it's enough. I mean, you're able to see it, especially in person. I thought it was going to be stand out a little bit more because it has that white background on the sticker, but it still really kind of gets a little lost inside or amongst the pink. I wanted to say too that the ink that I use to write all the quote and do all the doodles, it dries pretty quickly, but I did let it dry a while so that I wouldn't smear it, because I have a tendency to smear inks, like my black ink splatters that I just did. I'm surprised I'm allowing myself to continue working on it. So I'm just adding a few more enamel dots. I just feel like it needs a little bit more, just randomly on that side here and there. Just using some of the same colors. It looks like I'm going to do some close-ups. I do end up putting a tab on that journaling though. I'm not exactly sure at what point I do it. You might not get to see it until the pictures, or maybe I decide to do it right now. Yep, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and look in my little container where I have a bunch of die cuts and things sorted by color. And I'm going to find a tab. I have a bunch of tabs in here, and I end up with kind of a light mint green one. Matches that bottom page where the camera and the dots are. And that's what I end up going with. I have to fiddle around with this just a little bit. And there you go. Now the layout is done. Oh, I'm still fiddling. There's that perfectionism again. All right. So there you go. Now some close-ups. Sorry, it's really fast. There are some still shots at the end. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate everyone who leaves a comment and gives me a thumbs up and just takes the time to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.